All right. I think we are officially live on this Monday morning. It is March 7th. Can't believe I'm saying that because I thought we were just in January not that long ago. I thought we just crossed the new year. No, we're into March now, which is crazy. So today, what are we going to be talking about? Monday mindset. Well, first off, I did want to really talk about something that I see people struggling with. I struggle with it myself. And it is something that we need to be reminded. We need to remind ourselves, and we really need to understand that there is really not a quick path in anything that we do. Now, just because I say that does not mean that we can't speed up the process. We can't build skills that will allow us to get to the next part of the journey, or the next height in the mountain that we're climbing. So we have to understand that. So I did want to go through this because I think people get impatient. They are getting distracted with shiny objects. And what I really want to remind you is really what this is about, is playing the long game. And if we play the long game, it doesn't mean we got to sit around and wait. It means that we have to actively be doing things that are going to help us get to where we want to go, even if that means 5 years from now. Okay. And I always like to look at this like real estate, or even like investing in a stock, something like that. It all takes time. We know that takes time. It's not an overnight thing. So that's why I want to talk about that here today, and hopefully remind you about this so that you know that what you're working on right now is important, even if you aren't seeing the result that you want to see 5 years from now, or even 3 years, or 2 years from now, or even a year from now. We have to focus on where we are right now and how we move forward. And I think long-term thinking is really, it's it's a it's something that we really don't embrace, but if we do, we will be able to focus on the shorter term, tasks and goals, and that will eventually get us there. So I think it's really, really important that we understand this. So with that all being said, it looks like we have some of you on here live. So I did want to just make sure that we are in fact live. It looks like we are. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear and see me, and then we will get rocking and rolling on today's Monday mindset. While I'm waiting for that, I will remind you, if you are watching this live or within the next week and a half, two things are happening. Okay. Let you guys know first, in the email list, which I'm writing an email right now. I actually didn't have time to finish it before I got on here. But there's two things happening. A little bit of an announcement here. Next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to be doing another one of our niche properties web classes. All right. And you can call it a webinar, you can call it a workshop, whatever you want to call it. It's basically where I'm going to get on and I'm going to teach for about 60 minutes. I will also make an offer for anyone that is interested. And so that will be happening next Wednesday. And I know some of you have showed up to these whenever we do these live web classes. A lot of you just show up, even if you've attended one in the past, and you're more than welcome to. This is really always designed to get people off the sidelines and in the game. And whether you jump into niche properties class or not, doesn't matter. You're going to be able to understand the business model and also what it will take in order to make that thing work. So that is happening next Wednesday. That will be March. What is that? Is that 16th? I think it's the 16th. Yeah, it's let's see. Yeah, that'll be next Wednesday. So not this upcoming Wednesday, next Wednesday. That's the 16th. And if you are interested in attending that, let me see if I have my little link here handy. It is brandcreators.com/workshop. There it is. Look at that. I was almost prepared. So we're going to be doing that next week. And then the second part of that is niche properties, our class. That is something that we have focused on as far as getting it into the hands of more people that might be interested in building out one of these niche properties. But we really haven't made that our main focus, which we are going to be doing moving forward. We also looked at everything that we've included in there, and we've realize that we are totally underpricing that training. Right now, currently publicly, it's $599. We have sold trainings in the past that were over $1,000. This is definitely in that caliber. We're not going to raise it to $1,000. We are going to raise it though. Most likely it will be at least $200 more. So probably like $799. We are going to have a special on our web class. So another reason why you want to show up there live or even watch the replay. And we are going to be making this available at this discount, but only this one time. After that, we won't be offering it this price ever again. And that's a promise. So the current price is $599. The discount on the web class is usually, and I don't want to give that away, but is usually a couple $100 less, but we might, play with that a little bit, but it is going to be the last time that we offer it at a discount like that. So just to give you a heads up, and when we do reopen it again, it will be at $799. So right now, publicly, you can go there and check it out. It's $599, which is totally worth it. So if you're interested, don't buy it yet. Wait until after the workshop or while the workshop is going on, because we are going to have a special thing there. I'm also going to do a special bonus, which I'm not going to reveal until on the live web class. So if you're interested, if you know someone interested, if this piques their interest, your interest, whatever, then definitely let people know about it. Brandcreators.com/workshop. It will be happening on Wednesday, March 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. It'll go for about 90 minutes, upwards of 2 hours. All right. So there you go. You guys heard it first. I didn't even send this out to the email list yet. It's coming actually as soon as I get off here. I'm going to finish that email. All right, cool. So let's get rocking and rolling. It looks like, yes, I am live and I am in fact getting comments. So that's good. What's up, Noel? Good morning, Salama. Scooby Life. What's up? And Facebook user 1 and 2. Hello. And I've got some glasses and an apple. And I think that is probably someone I know. But I'm not going to say because I might be wrong, but I think it is. Anyway, let's get rocking and rolling here. Our Monday mindset. Let's get this week kicked off and let's get it kicked off right. All right. So here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Monday mindset. I am fired up because, well, we are going to be talking about something today that will help you. I know it. I can almost guarantee it as long as you adopt this thinking. All right. And it is a shift in how we think. We all kind of know it, but we don't really embrace it. And I think if you understand the mechanics of it and kind of why it really does matter, you might consider doing it. All right. And what I'm talking about is focusing on playing the long game. All right. Long-term thinking. And I promise you this, you will be rewarded if you adopt this, this whole long game or long-term thinking. Okay. So the title of this Monday mindset is focus on playing the long game and you will be rewarded. All right. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So let me just dive right in. I want you to think about this. When you think about retirement, okay, when anyone thinks about retirement, you're always thinking, usually, at least I always have, and I still do, you're thinking about what retirement funds am I investing in, right? Like, what am I investing in right now, right? And there's all different kinds. There's the Roth IRA. You might work for a company that has their own 401k, all different programs, right? It'll be an employee match, or I'm sorry, what is it? The company will match you, whatever you put in up to 50% or whatever, right? They got all these different things, but in the back of your mind, you're not going to really benefit from that for about 20 to 30 years, but it's something that we know we have to do because eventually, if you look at any type of forecasting or anything like that, you will see that if you put in $1, right, then in 20 to 30 years, that compound interest, compound of buying additional stocks, if you do some dividend reinvesting and all of that stuff, that's going to compound over and over and over again. And that dollar turns into a lot more. Okay. So that's usually our thinking. So we do think that way, but we don't think that way about our investments as far as building a business. All right. We think we're going to build a business. We're going to immediately make profit, right? Think about a franchise for a minute here. People will spend $250,000 or more for a franchise, and they don't immediately start making money. They have all the debt that they've had to borrow, right? They have employees that they have to pay first. They have material as far as like whether it's food or maybe it's cups and plates and all of that stuff. They have to buy all that stuff. And it could be 5 years before they actually turn a profit. Now, they may put in a salary for themselves of, I don't know, $40,000, $50,000 a year, but you're usually not going to be profiting. The business is not going to be profiting for a long time. And usually they say up to 5 years before the business actually starts to make money. Now, the same thing goes with like starting a business, but yet we can speed up that process. Okay. With the online space, we can speed up that process, but we still need to think long term. So an example of this, there's two examples. Okay. Years ago, when I was in the Amazon space, okay, which I'm not actively in that as far as private labeling anymore. I am doing some Etsy stuff, which I'm really enjoying because it's print on demand. I don't need any inventory. It's scalable, all of those things. But I'm really focusing on the digital real estate end of it. Okay. That's really what excites me. But I have done the other, right? And I've had multiple brands where I've done this in with physical products. Okay. Where I'm going to find a product, I'm going to manufacture the product and tweak it, and all of those things might take 3 to 4 months to get that done, depending on the supply chain nowadays. And then I've got to get it here, and then I have to buy a certain quantity, and then I need to get it into Amazon, and then I need to start selling it. Now, do I make money immediately when I'm selling that? No, because I just spent $5,000 on inventory, right? And now I might have made a sale, but I still got, if I bought 1,000 units and I sold 1 unit, I've got 999 units. And usually, by the way, when you have that, you usually have about 10 to 15% of your stock that will be damaged or something. So you don't even have the full 1,000, right? And now you got to, communicate with your supplier and try to get a, refund or try to get some more sent, all of that stuff. But let's just say we're selling our physical product. We're not technically making any money yet. All right. It's going to take, I would say, at least a year to 18 months before you actually can say that you're starting to profit and putting money in your bank account. Okay. That's how long it will take, usually, generally. Now, there's exceptions, but that's generally the rule. Okay. But here's the thing that happens. You have that product is doing, let's say it's doing well. You're replenishing the inventory, and now you're taking the profit that you are making and you're going to roll out your next product. And so you just keep doing this. Right. And I know people that launch new products every single week, every single month. They have new products in their pipeline all the time. So you have all that stuff, right? So when you really make money, and here's the little secret here. Here's the little behind the scenes of a physical product business. And anyone will tell you this: when you really make the money is when you sell the business. That is when you will make the money, because now you've got these products that are selling on a regular basis. But now you can say, okay, the business nets $10,000 a month. You're going to get paid a multiple on that, and you're going to get paid for all your inventory that you have in stock, that you have all of your profit is invested in, right? So that's when you make the money. So that could take 2 years, it could take 5 years, it could take 10 years. Who knows? Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're looking at a business model, you can't look at it like, I'm going to do something today and make money tomorrow. The only way that really is going to happen is if you are flipping product. If you go and buy, a set of golf clubs at a garage sale and then you flip them. That's the only way. But then usually, guess what's going to happen? You're going to take that money and you're going to go, I'm going to go buy more with that money, and I'm going to try to double that money, and so on. Right. And so you're always kind of doing that. Yes, you can set aside some money, say, for every sale I make, I'm going to pay myself 20%, and that's fine. Okay. But that's the only way that you're really going to make money immediately. Even in my business, well, in the Brand Creators business, right? I didn't immediately out of the gate make money through the podcast. I recorded over 50 episodes of the podcast. And not to mention, I've done this for 10 years before that in other industries that allowed me to build a skill set to do what I'm doing now, right? But it's still, once I did it, I didn't just all of a sudden say, I'm going to create a product, I'm going to build a list, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to automatically make money. That's not the way that it works. Okay, now I don't want to discourage you and make you think like this isn't possible. All I'm saying is it does take time. And as long as you have that vision of what you're doing, and one important thing is, remember that you're building a skill at the same time. At least you should be. You're building a skill at the same time. All right. So thinking about that. Now, let me bring this to where I'm at right now. Okay. So I love real estate. Now, I don't have a ton of it. I have one lake house Airbnb, but that one lake house Airbnb is valued at over $1.5 million. Okay. And it generates over $200,000 a year in revenue. Now, that's revenue, it's not profit. Now, after I pay all of my mortgage and I pay all of the management fees and all of that stuff, I am usually left with, and I'm just going to throw a number out here, and I haven't finalized this yet for this year, but let's just say after everything, I'm going to net about $50,000 to $60,000, which is great on a short-term rental. Okay, which is great. Usually on a short-term rental, if you can pay for the mortgage and maybe net $10,000, you're doing good. Okay, but this is a little bit of an exception because it's on the lake, and I did that purposely, right? But it was a lot of money to get this thing off the ground. Now, why aren't I doing like 3 more right now? Because real estate is at a sky high. It's at the all-time high, right? Interest rates are starting to come up a little bit, right? And where I'm located, supply and demand, I don't know if there's still enough demand because everyone else is doing it now, right? So yes, I've built up equity in the home, and yes, I've got some good cash flow there, but it doesn't mean that I'm just going to go ahead and roll another one out and immediately make money. It's just not the way it's going to work. Okay. Let's look at the niche property thing, right? I love it. Now, you might look at it and go, well, can I get to $1,000 per month? Because I look at that like a piece of like a long-term rental, right? If you rent a house, usually this is the way it works. You rent a house or you buy a house, you put 20% down. Let's say the house is $200,000, right? So you're going to put 20% down. So what's that? $40,000, okay, out of your pocket. Okay. And then you're going to probably do a little bit of a rehab on it. Let's say $10,000. So now let's say you're at $50,000 and you've got a mortgage, okay, for $160,000. Okay. So at the end of the day, if you get a tenant in there that will pay for the rent or for the mortgage, pay for any type of expenses, and you net $500 per month, you're doing awesome. Okay. So yes, over time, here we are again, long-term, in 10 years, you will build up equity in that house. Okay. You'll be paying down the mortgage, but you're only making maybe $500 per month net. And that's actually pretty high. I hear a lot of people saying they're happy with like $300 net. Okay. So like, $3,600 a year, something like that. They're happy with that. Okay. So that's long-term again, right? Because you're buying a house, you're putting a mortgage out there, you're going to pay it down, your equity is going to go up. That's when you're going to cash out in about 10 years, potentially, right? But yes, you made a little bit, in that process by collecting rent. So let's look at a niche property. Let's say that we give it 18 months. Let's say we even gave it 2 years. Okay. And we built this thing out. Now, I'm not saying it has to take that long, but let's just say in 12 months, our goal is to get that thing to $1,000 per month, which is not unrealistic. It's possible, but let's say that it only got to $500 a month and it's cash flowing $500 a month. Okay. So you have that. Now, immediately I could sell that if I wanted to. Okay. So $500, let's do some quick math. Let's just call it a 40x multiple. So let's say $20,000. You could sell that for $20,000, right? But if you held it and said, okay, for the next year, I'm going to build it to get it to $1,000. Now I've doubled that. Now I'm going to sell that thing. Let's see, 1,000, 40, that's 40 grand, right? So $40,000. Now you've built something that's giving you a net positive every single month. Okay. It might've taken 8 months to a year to get to the 500 or to the 1,000, however long it takes. Everyone's going to be different, but you've also built an asset that you can sell like a piece of real estate, right? So it's longer term, but it's still not that long. Okay. So as long as you realize what we're doing, okay, is going to take time. But if you start now, guess what? In 12 months, you can look back and go, okay, I'm 12 months now into this thing. Versus everyone's always like, well, there's got to be an easier way. Or, I think I want to do this over here. Oh, I think I want to do print on demand. I think I want to do physical products. I think I want to do this. And what happens is you dabble or you don't do anything at all. All right. So we have to understand it does take time. Okay. In anything that we do long term, but whatever we're doing, we want it to be building an asset over time. And as long as we do that, then we're going to win. Because at the end of building a niche property, let's say you could cash it out and say you sell it for $40,000 or $50,000 or $100,000, depending on what you get the monthly up to. So that's there for you if you can get it there, right? but you also gain the skill set of building that thing over the course of the year or two that it took to build it, right? And so many people don't look at the value of the skill set that you've built. So now you can say, I've learned so much by doing all of this. Now, how can I apply it to another one? Or how can I apply this to maybe I want to launch my own digital product, right? Now you know how to build a website, you know how to create content. Because if you have a course that you want to sell someone, just like me, I still have to create content that helps people, that attracts the right people so I can sell my thing. It doesn't just happen like that, right? It takes time. And so the big message here for you that are listening or they hear that are live is that understand that everything does take time, right? There's different timelines, right? So a niche property for me is an 18-month to a 24-month period of where my goal is that piece of digital real estate, I want to be earning at least $1,000 net per month. Like that's the goal, okay? Because if I do that, then I have a piece of rental property that's paying me $1,000 net and it's worth $40,000 to $50,000. Okay. So that's what I look at. So building a little niche property portfolio. And that's why what I'm teaching now is that, right? Because there's so much that you can do with that piece of property now that if you're getting $1,000 per month, you're also probably getting 50 to 60,000 visitors per month. And guess what? There's a lot you can do with those 60,000 people now, because now you have the audience that you could put something in front of. So if you have a physical product business right now and you're thinking, well, I don't know if a niche property will work for me. Yeah, it'll work for you because now you've built an asset that you can bolt onto your business. And when you go to sell it, you have another asset and you've learned the skill set on how to do that, right? So there's so many benefits that come from this. But the last thing I want to leave you with is you have to also ask, is this something that I want to do? Is this something that I want to focus my energy on? Do I want to create content? Do I want to hire writers to create content? If the answer is no, then this isn't the right business model for you, right? Then pick a business model that's right for you, that feels right for you, right? I'm not sitting here saying like every single person this is going to be for, right? That's why what we want to do and like what I'm doing all the time is I'm more or less attracting and repelling, right? So if you hear, hey, do you want to make $1,000 every single month passively, like if you owned a piece of real estate, but without owning a piece of real estate, and you're like, yeah, I would, then you're like, cool. But if you're someone else, it's like $1,000 a month, nah, I want to make $10,000 a month on something like a physical product. And if that's what you want to do, go for it. I still think it's going to be it's definitely a road that takes time, right? You're not just automatically going to get there. Or you might say, well, then can I build 5 of these? Sure. Can you get that $1,000 to $5,000 to $10,000 just doing a content site, doing a niche property? Absolutely. I've actually shared some of them inside of our workshop. Actually, I'm doing a workshop depending on when you're listening to this, and you can head on over to brandcreators.com/workshop, which basically it teaches and it really identifies this business model. And then from there, it gives the steps on what it takes to build one of these. But again, what that does is it attracts the right people that are like, yeah, I'm interested in that. That sounds interesting. And then you bring them in and you educate them and you see if they want to work further with you and take a training or, listen to podcasts, whatever. And you got some other people that they're like, nah, that doesn't interest me. And that's fine. It's totally fine. Right. So that's what we need to do. We need to be thinking long-term or the long game. Okay. That doesn't mean that we have to wait 5 years. All we're saying is, depending on your business model, we need to look what is realistic, okay, and what is it going to take. And the one thing it's going to take in any business model is it's going to take constant and being consistent, like action. You have to take action every single day to work towards building out this asset, this business model. Okay. It is going to take consistency. If you're in the stock market, like we started with here, right? And you only put in $100, it's not going to grow as much as if you put in $100 every single month, right? It's going to multiply faster because you have more of it to multiply. Same idea. All right. So hopefully this has helped you guys. This was your Monday Mindset. I really, really, truly wanted to do this because I think it's so important to understand that it is the long game, right? It doesn't mean that we can't have little wins in between, which we need to have those. We need to have those to re-energize ourselves and to make ourselves a believer in ourselves and that this process works. We have to also be realistic with it. And we have to know that it's a long game. Okay. Just like if you were playing sports, it's a long game. All right. So, guys, that's going to wrap up this Monday Mindset. If you are interested in building out one of these digital pieces of real estate, or as I call it, our niche properties, head on over to brandcreators.com/workshop. And you can sign up for one of our web classes when we host them, depending on when you're listening to this. There may be one upcoming. Go check it out. And if not, you can get on the wait list. All right. So, guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action, have an awesome, amazing day. And I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Now, let's get them. Cut. Guys, have any quick questions for me before we wrap? Happy to be here. I'm happy you're here. Yeah, cool. Okay. Good morning, brand creators. This is definitely something I want to do. Worth the long-term effort. I agree. What's up, Justin? Yep. And then another comment here. I would like to say it's a marathon, not a sprint. I love it. How was your weekend? My weekend was great. Actually, my daughter and my son did a co-ed volleyball tournament, which was fun. They came in second. It was good. It was really, really good. And I did have something I was going to share with you guys. If you're still here, some of you are. I thought this was really, really good. And hopefully I can find it. I did save it somewhere. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So this here was on my my little screen this morning when I've got I think it's called Motion. I think it's called Motion. Anyway, it's my screensaver every morning and it's different. And it had a quote from Benjamin Franklin. And it said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Think about that. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. And I love that because if you invest in knowledge of understanding how to do something, that is going to pay you over and over and over again, right? Now, the one key here is yes, we have to invest in the knowledge, but we also have to take action. And that, my friends, is how you get the best interest, right? Because you get the results. All right. So, guys, that is going to wrap up our Monday Mindset. I want to thank you guys once again, all of you that come on here live with me. It's awesome. So I appreciate you. And yeah, just a quick reminder, if you are interested in attending the upcoming web class, which we have done before, but we're going to do it again. For anyone that hasn't been able to make them live or anyone that is new, someone that just wants to see what this business is all about, if it's for them. And then also we are going to be offering our niche properties class for the last time at a ridiculously low investment. But we will reveal that on the web class. And this will be the last time. The price is going to increase publicly and on our web class. So if you're interested in joining, this would be the time. And I do have a sweet bonus that I'm going to be including, and I will share that with you guys once we do it. So it's Wednesday, March 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern time. It will be live, and it will be myself and Chris Schaefer. So we would love for you to attend. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. Have an awesome day, week, and I will see you back here maybe Wednesday if you're here. And if not, I'll see you inside. Well, if you're in BCA, I'll see you inside there. I'll see you guys around. All right, guys, take care. Take action. Talk to you.